Welcome to Little Steps Big Gains and our 30-day pelvic floor strengthening program. In this video, I'm going to talk about what this program is, how we're going to strengthen those muscles, and why we're going to take this approach. Please don't skip this introductory video because it will set you up for success. I am thrilled you're here. Let's jump in and get started. First, is this program the best, most appropriate option for you? Phenomenal question. And that's really to be determined by the type of urinary incontinence you have. We don't just have urinary incontinence, we have a specific type. I did a video on this, you can check it out. But basically, so this is an example. If you're at a party and you cough or you sneeze and you feel that you get a little bit of dribblage and you go to get up and you get a little more, most likely you have stress incontinence, in which case that is caused by weakness of those muscles of the pelvic floor with interabdominal pressure. So pelvic floor strengthening is a phenomenal option for you. However, other individuals may have neurological conditions in which we may not be struggling holding the urine in as much as relaxing to let the urine out. There is such a difference there, okay? So this is why it's really best to talk to a specialist, specifically a urologist, or talking to your doctor or neurologist, and sitting down and talking about what are the best options for you. Because they may say, yes, 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 pelvic floor strengthening, but they may refer you to a pelvic floor therapist, okay? Because these are specialists, all right? So skilled. They can sit down, do interviews with you, a history with you. They have resources like modalities, biofeedback to make sure you're relaxing and doing the exercises correctly. This is not a replacement for pelvic floor therapy, okay? Cannot emphasize that enough. This is not a replacement. So that might be a really great option. I don't want to discourage you from seeking that. Talk to your specialist, see what they say is the best option for you. Next, what is this program? Okay, so exciting. We together are going to travel on a journey through 2 phases and 3 steps that I will walk you through. Okay, so step 1, phase 1, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to first learn how to recognize the pelvic floor. Where is it? We need to recognize it first and foremost. Next, in phase 1, we're going to learn how to activate the pelvic floor. And we're going to do this through a few ways. First off, we're going to activate it through targeting both of its muscle fibers, okay? It is composed of these power muscle fibers that we will target, but then also it has a layer of endurance muscle fibers. So we are going to alternate between them to really maximize our benefit. On top of that, research shows that we can actually target some pelvic or hip stabilizers, okay? Our hip muscles that can indirectly strengthen the pelvic floor. Oh my gosh, so we're actually going to target those as well to really maximize our benefit for pelvic floor activation, okay? Phase 1 is really great for us. The last thing in phase 1, now that we learned ways to kind of contract and activate and recruit it, we need to learn how to relax it. And that's where we're actually going to use the diaphragm. I'm going to teach you strategies to use your diaphragm to lower, lengthen, stretch, and relax the pelvic floor. I will walk you through that. That is phase 1. We're going to start at our own strength thresholds, okay? Start where you're at, because so many times you go on the internet or the doctor says, hey, pelvic floor strengthening, Kegels. You jump online, you target, you look and Google Kegels, and it says, I want you to hold 10 seconds of 10 repetitions 3 times a day. The problem with that is if I get 2 individuals and I tell them that, I want you to hold your pelvic floor for 10 seconds. One person is twiddling their thumbs, the other is hurled over, turning blue, sucking in their belly, and doing it incorrectly. They were not ready for that threshold yet. We need to start where you are at. So we will do that, work our way up together on that journey. Then when we master that, because we will, then we're going to go to phase 2. And this is where we will learn pelvic floor timing. Did you know that there's a time that we're supposed to contract and relax it? There is. And this is because our core, all right, our cylinder here, okay, on the top we have the diaphragm, okay? In the front we have our abdominals. In the back we have our back stabilizers, right? And then on the bottom is our pelvic floor, okay? They are supposed to work together. There is a timing and coordination there. That's phase 2, all right? We're gonna master and do this together. Next, where does 30 days come in? Okay, so yes, we have 2 phases. On average, people are hanging out with me for 1 to 2 weeks in phase 1. It depends on where you're at to determine how fast you progress. Then when we're ready, then we individually progress to phase 2. On average, people spend 1 to 2 weeks there. So it is on average a 30-day program. I recommend, even if you're mastering things, to still stick it out with me for 30 days as a minimum. But I have to say there are certain people that are pretty weak and struggling, and it does take us a little bit longer than 30 days. But if you hang out with me, I know that we can do this together. A few more recommendations that might make this program even better for you. Okay, so first off, a log. Start to log how often you're going to the bathroom. When you go, are you having leakage? How much? How many incontinence products are you going through? What is triggering that? Okay, keep a log so that you can see improvements. Number 2 is community, finding a friend. And I know this can be kind of embarrassing, but remember, pelvic floor strengthening is actually really good for back stabilizing, okay, stabilizing that back, as well as your lungs, okay? A lot of times nowadays, pulmonary rehabilitation programs specifically for strengthening the lungs, are starting to include pelvic floor strengthening with them, okay? There are other benefits as well as preventative factors, okay? Finding a friend, community. And the third thing is a calendar. Calendars are so great because you can get one on your phone or hang one up, and every time you show up, make an A for amazing that you showed up. A few other things is things like Pilates, yoga would be really good for you for core strengthening in the middle. And then posture training, okay? I have a video on posture, and I have programs for these things for core strengthening and posture strengthening, but find the program that works for you individually. But posture is actually also really great for pelvic floor health, and if you think about it, that makes sense. If we're kind of hunched over, everything is out of alignment, okay? So working on that posture at the same time, those are a few strategies that can make this program even more beneficial for you. You are amazing for being here. I am so excited that you are doing this with me. Don't hesitate to comment below or press the like on some videos because that really helps me with exposure. I would love it if you would subscribe, but even better, I would be thrilled if you would share. Share with someone that you think might be in need or might benefit, because this channel is about providing and sharing free resources and programs to people in need. On top of that, I have other programs. Check them out. Right now I have some on posture, balance, core stability, pulmonary strengthening, that's lung strengthening. There is something for you, because little steps together, we can make some big gains.